Fink.
Oh yeah.
We have to do. Have you like any just standout Fink memories, or are you like me? It's just like that voice is
Yeah.
iconic, and that is what it is, right? The greatest of all time.
Yeah, it's really just the voice that there's no singular call because every
Yep.
time he announced the new champion, like it just felt special. Every time the Royal Rumble rules, like when he read those, that always made the Royal Rumble feel like real and important. Like when he would just run everything down and he's like, "And now the man who drew number 1." Like that just I like, all right, it's Royal Rumble time. Howard Finkel, absolute legend.
Yeah, I mentioned the other week like about talking shop when I was concerned about Gallows and Anderson, and I was a little bit like legitimately concerned when they were talking about that Fink, and they were saying that like his health wasn't great because Gallows loves doing that impression, and he'd stopped doing it in respect to Fink, and I was worried about that. But man, like if ever there was a time this news hit hard, it was for this time, right? Like, we just didn't. I mean, I don't want to say it distracted us because God, we didn't need that, but it was nice if nothing else just see Swan outpouring again, right? And Fink is such an iconic figure. Like he really is. It's so easy to sit here and be like greatest of all time, greatest, but he is definitely the greatest of all time. Like, he's irreplaceable. No one's ever going to be another Fink. Wrestlers with the way wrestling is, you have great wrestlers, you have good wrestlers, you have loads of people in between, and it's like one era has this great wrestler, next. Fink covered so many eras, right? That like you're never gonna have another announcer like him. There's some great ones. They're not Fink. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, he started in the 70s and was there through just a couple years ago. As far as just being brought back and whatnot. The moment with CM Punk when he announced CM
Yeah,
Punk, like there's so many good Fink memories, but obviously the biggest one is just the voice. Like you just recognize wrestling with the voice when he would set up the main event or announce the new champion, whatever it was. And I mean, he wrestled the tuxedo match with Harvey Whippleman, 5-star classic, obviously. But it sucked seeing that
yeah.
today, and just you're right in that it distracted everything from yesterday, but obviously like not the best
No,
distraction. Like
exactly. Yeah,
it's
like it's
not
the
really the
worst, right?
distraction we wanted, but it did take our minds. And yeah, the outpouring of love and adoration for him did remind you like, all right, there are good people and good things in this business.
Yeah.
After what happened yesterday, it didn't seem like it.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I mean. I obviously like life and death, way past guys losing their job. We sympathise with that, but it's like Fink dying at that time, like every reaction on my social media feed before you saw the outpouring and any of that was just like, man, one awful 24 hours of news, right?
Yeah.
And that was the only reaction to have. Um, but I don't know what his health was like in the last few years of his life, but everyone just has nothing but glowing praise of Fink, and that adds to it, right? Like it's great when you see the tributes, you see so many awesome videos of his announcing, that's cool. But when you get the personal kind of like tales of Fink and how great he was to people, that's just it adds a lot to that kind of the reputation he already had. So yeah, it's tragic, man. It's awful, but it's always it's telling in its own way. I mean, obviously, when a guy passes, you're always going to see like a reaction like that. But when there's so many personal touches on these, right? We think like, and people from all eras. Kathy Kelly had this wonderful story about Fink, and like you say, he was there in the '70s, man. And Kathy Kelly has a story about him. Like, guys spent a very very long time. So yeah, it was. I thought we had to mention him, right? It's such an awful thing to think this
Your
even lost
audio
in everything that's
is
going
your audio
on.
and video
Right
is really bad right
now.
now. Not sure what's going on,
Oh
but
no, that's very sad.
yeah, I the gist of that was a lot of people from a lot of different eras. You mentioned Kathy
Yes,
Kelly, all just yeah, he was part of so many eras and touched so many people's lives and interacted with so many people that I'm sure everyone has a Fink story. And yeah, just an awful time. And we did have to mention that, and I apologize for Look, it's been a long couple of days. As I was saying, we didn't follow our traditional format today. We just kind of talked and didn't have a list of topics that we typically do, but definitely needed to talk about the Fink and everything that he was able to do in wrestling, and just the again his voice, just that voice in wrestling. And I'm sure WWE will give him a very good video package on Friday. I hope it's better than the ones they've given him over the years, because they did embarrass him a lot of times over the years. Like, let's remember the good times with him, not the stuff where you tried to, make him out to look like a fool and everything. But sad news with the Fink passing, and